to know. So how is a regular day of work for you, like from waking up in the morning to going to sleep at night as the technical director right now?
Yeah, I think starting your day is the most important thing in life, I believe. So my work starts as soon as I get up. Um, I am a very, very optimistic person, and I believe in doing good every single day. So as soon as I get up, I tell few things to myself that Anju, this is what it is today, and we need to go for it. Trust me, like I literally speak to myself, like I tell few things to me that Anju, this is what it is. We need to do this, and I'm gonna go for it. And after that, I do little yoga. I do little stretching in the morning. I like to do things on my own. I like to cook and just prepare my breakfast and lunch. So I do all those things. I also like to do all housework, if it is about cleaning or simply washing my clothes. So I do that, and then I just get ready, go to the academy. So when season is on, at the Dempo Sports Club, I'm always spending like my first half just doing all administration work, just interacting with coaches, all other staff members, just planning for things and just seeing what needs to be done. Second half, I spend more time, a little bit in administration, and then I head on the field. So every single day there will be one team practicing at the academy. So I get on the field and then just be part of the session. But what happened, when I joined the club, I just joined middle of the season. So I was just observing like how things are, and they were already playing and they were doing well. All the teams were doing well. So yeah, this is how I have spent all my days when everything was fine. And now we have started working, and yeah, we just go to the office. We are just working on budget and just trying to look at what we want to achieve in next 5 years or 10 years, like what is the vision. So yeah, we are working on all these things.
So how have things changed, say, since COVID? Like football was on, and then suddenly March came, and COVID came, and then everything shut off. So what are the changes that you've observed?
Changes, like I said, all our teams were doing well, and I'm sure you're aware that all our three teams qualified for the final phase of AIFF Youth League. And to be honest, it was just heartbreaking for us when we got to know that there won't be final phase, and we all were just dreaming and preparing for that, and very excited because we get chance to rub our shoulders, at the national level. So things went here and there. So during lockdown period, we just made sure that we help our boys to stay fit, both physically and mentally. All our technical staff, they were just working on the plans and making calls and checking on them. So it was happening. We had some sessions during lockdown. Our president, Mr. Dempo, called up for one meeting, and then since we are back, um obviously, like that heartbreaking thing was there that we did not go for final phase. But then yeah, I mean, that's the thing, that we have to adapt, and that's what we learn from sport, that every single situation you have to just adapt. And then we are back, and right now still we are working with boys, just helping them. And then we are just working on next season, how we are supposed to just sustain, because I see the entire world is going through this pandemic, and there are so many issues and so many challenges, and we are also in the same boat, and we are just trying to see how we have to overcome everything to come back stronger, not losing our faith. We are very, very hopeful people, and yeah, we want to do better once we start. So we are just in that process to build everything and how we can kick off.
So do you, when you first joined Dempo as the technical director, did you feel some kind of pressure because you were joining Dempo, and Dempo is arguably, I would say, the most successful club with 5 titles, if even if you count the national football titles. Did you feel some kind of pressure while joining?
Honestly, I would say no. I don't know if all my well-wishers or people around me, if they felt pressure what she's gonna do with this role. But any role in my life, to be honest, I was part of federation. Now I also work with AFC, and whatever I have done, and this is the, I think, most important, and it is like huge role I got in. I never felt pressure, but I feel very responsible, and I'm very motivated, to be honest, because I'm a person, I always like to take challenges in life. I want to do something, I want to be on mission. So yeah, I mean, it was meaning very interesting, to be honest, to get into this role. And I don't take anything for granted in my life. So wherever I am today, like, I have worked very hard for it, and I make sure that I count on my every action, what I do every single day, and what I have to do. Like, so I don't want to waste time in my life, and I don't want to then later on just get back and say, oh, why I have not done this, and I wish, I don't want to take that chance. So yeah, it's an honor, to be honest, to be part of such historic club, and shoulder those responsibilities. It's not easy, for sure, because every day you are on a mission, as I said. Every day you have to deliver. It's not there won't be single day where you will think, okay, fine, chalo, aaj office jate hain, wapas aate hain. No, you have to deliver. So it is very interesting, to be honest, and I'm so glad that I'm in it.
Your mindset, is a very big lesson for a lesson, or I would say a goal mindset, goal for young people like me. That every day you work and you don't even think you're going to work. You're just thinking like, I'm living my passion. So the work
Yeah,
doesn't feel
it
like
is.
work.
It is, honestly. I mean, I'm so grateful for it.
That's lovely to hear. Next topic that I would like to discuss is quite interesting. Recently, in March 2020, Mr. Isaac Toru, the current technical director of Indian national football team, quoted that when I look at Dempo's academy, the under 19 and the 16 academy, it reminds me of the European giants Ajax academy of 30 years ago. And that is actually a big compliment, because Ajax, as we all know, is like the elite level when it comes to the academies of football around the world. And he has, like I said, Dempo has statistics to prove that the under 16 team, under 14 team, just recently in 2018-19 won their respective leagues. So they are showing some kind of results.
Yeah.
So what are the main pillars you would say are the reasons behind the success of the academy of Dempo?
So when Isaac made this statement, I was right there, and I was really stunned. I have been to Ajax back in 2010.
10 years you went to Netherlands for coaching.
Facility, and learned about how they train every single day, what they do, what is their vision, and it was very interesting to really connect what Isaac said, and then I really kept thinking that day, like, how he's able to relate. And obviously he also studied, and
Isaac is also not Indian, he's also Romanian, so he has experience of European football, a managerial experience. So when he says something like that, it's actually a big compliment.
Yeah, it is, honestly, and we all were really happy. So how I look at the entire Dempo Sports Club vision, and why we won this year, and why all our three teams qualified for the final phase. Like, to build a beautiful house, you need a better architect. Like, you need someone who will have better plan, you need someone who will understand how we need to build a foundation, how the top floor will look like, or how the entire process, or the final phase of it, how it will look. So you need someone who has that idea, who has that passion to build that beautiful house where you will get that pleasure to stay in it, right? And I link same with Mr. Dempo, to be honest. I mean, in terms of club, he knows what he wants, he knows where we lack. And when they pulled off from top tier of the country, they just evaluated, like, I still remember the discussions I had during my interviews. He told me that I just sat and I started thinking, it's not only about just having title, but where are we as a country, where are we going, and what needs to be done. And then there was a realization that there is a fundamental gap between grassroots youth and then top level football. And then they decided that we want to just invest, we just want to put in efforts to develop grassroots and youth development. So if you see our current team, the academy team, it's 3 years old. And I'll tell you the kind of efforts they have put in. You must really visit our facility. It's beautiful, to be honest.
I would love to, ma'am.
Yeah, please do come. We would be more than happy to host you. So the entire process, the kind of efforts everyone has put in, I won't say only management, but from our team manager to assistant coach, physios, the head coaches and everyone, and the previous technical director as well. So all the efforts, we can see the results today, and it's not enough. Definitely it's not enough, we have to do more. So I think that leadership really matters in anything we do in life. If it is sports field or your business or anything, that leadership matters. And I think our president he's very intelligent to put in plans, and as I mentioned, he knows what he wants. And he's very passionate. To be honest, I'm so happy to work with a boss like him, because the way he will encourage and the way he will demand the professionalism from you, you don't have option. You just have to do it. So this is the result. I think the vision, the work rate,
combined effect of everyone.
Every day we put in, yes. And that's the only reason I think we can see this result, and we have a long way to go ahead and to achieve more and do more for the club.
Coming on to the future, that's exactly what I wanted to ask. Like, what is the path that you're looking forward to in expanding the academy? Like, we are already, Dempo's Academy is the only 3-star rated academy in all of Goa when it comes to football, coaching, and everything. So, what are the plans to be expanding? Like, are you planning to get new technical equipments, new stadium expansion, new staff, whatever the plans are?
Right now, like we have 3 teams in youth development. We have under 13, 15 and 18 team, and also obviously we have senior team, and we have under 20 and first division team playing in Goa League. We have proper structure, so we just need to now see how we can strengthen the entire ecosystem from grassroots football to senior football. And like I said, our president is very visionary, and what we want to do is, like, from our own setup, from grassroots setup, we want to see players representing our senior team. And to do that, development is a long process. It's not easy. You won't be able to get results just like you do today, and you have results tomorrow. No, it's not going to happen. So we want to see that strong ecosystem. We need to build it every single day. We have one natural grass field, FIFA size, and we want to build another artificial turf, so that since we have 3 teams, so that it becomes easy for practice for all the teams. We want to also digitize everything. So the way we are training, the performance of each and every boy, and what coaches are doing on the field, and what is the progress and how we are going to measure that. So we want to get into it. So we just want to look into the holistic angle at the academy, and how we can achieve every single day little. So that we want to look at. And as I said, we want to build a strong ecosystem, because like Isaac gave example of Ajax, because he is very happy what Dempo is doing. Like I said, we want to have our grassroots players playing in our senior team. So if you see Ajax as well, there are some players like Martin, the goalkeeper. playing for Everton. He joined,
Onana, Ziyech, and Van de Beek. The many
yeah,
like 90% of the team is the academy team.
right. He joined academy when he was 15, and then now he's a top player. There is also player Wesley Snyder. He
Yeah, yeah.
joined the academy when he was age of 7, and then when he was 19, he was playing for the national team, and 4 years later he became most second expensive Dutch player.
In
And
2010,
then
he was even about to win the Ballon d'Or, which Messi won at that year, which was very close because Snyder actually deserved it, but because he won the treble with Inter Milan in Italy. But I
right,
don't know why he never got it for some reason.
yeah,
But he
yeah,
was a brilliant talent.
absolutely, absolutely, yes. And also there are so many players. There is Gregory, like he's current national team player. He also joined, I think, when he was 7 years old, and now doing well. So
There are many
now,
examples. The biggest one, Johan Cruyff. Johan Cruyff, the biggest example when it comes to the legendary level of football, European
right,
football.
right, I agree. So you
So
know why this happened? Because the amount of time they have spent training these boys to become better players, better humans, and you can see the results today. So that's the only thing even Isaac felt, the vision of Dempo Sports Club, what really we want to achieve, want to build that strong ecosystem so that you know we sustain at the club itself, and we facilitate the entire developmental system. So that's what I think the entities must look at, so that we become strong as a country to do well at the international level.
this actually makes me remember a quote by Sir Alex Ferguson. Once I was reading his biography, and he quoted that the football academy is actually the lifeline of a football club. Without
Yeah,
football academy, you cannot survive. You cannot
yeah,
always buy players.
right, right. And I'll tell you, like, now we have one team which is residential at Dempo Sports Club, like under 15 and under 13 and under 18. They're traveling from home, and we are training them. You see huge difference. And it's not only about training, it's about their education, it's all about their behavior, and the demand basically, how much you can demand from a boy, academy boy, and how much you can demand from someone who's traveling from home every day. And also the number of sessions you can conduct, that also matters. So academy is something where you can actually dream what do you want to see in next 10, 20, 30 years. So yeah, it's so important part of the football education.
When you are like coaching young players, there's a difference when coaching young players and the senior players, say in the mindset. Uh, a big example would be when you're coaching senior players, you mostly focus as coach or as even the technical director, you mostly focus on instant results, the points, the success, the survival of the club. But when you're developing a youth product, a youth academy, you mostly focus on winning as well as development.
Yeah,
Like gamesmanship comes first and sportsmanship comes first.
yeah.
So how do you, as a technical director, balance these things in terms of senior team and in terms of the youth team? This mindset.
Mm-hmm. See, I'm a football player. I have played football and I'm very competitive. So definitely winning matters, and winning is important. Why we are doing so many things in life, not only in sport, like somebody is doing just let's take it BCom, or somebody is doing MBA. Why we are doing that? To do something, to achieve, to win something, right? So winning is definitely important in football. I would say from grassroots youth till senior football, winning is important. But we need to see the approach, like how we are going to define winning, right? So how I take it winning in youth football and grassroots football. So we need to master every single action players are going to put in, every single action. So if it is about running, if it is about the like skills we do, dribbling, shooting, every single action. So we need to look at the angle of mastering those actions. And when you master those actions, what happens? It converts in the result. So result meaning what do you want? So अगर हमें pass करना है, if it is about passing, if you are able to pass with correct pace, towards right direction on right time, that's the successful action, right? So we need to master that. So when you master your actions, we get into development. You do better actions, right? And when you do better actions with development, you win basically. So you have more actions in the team, mastering every single day. And as a team, as a unit, as an individual, like we are performing. So if it is, let's take it under 10 boy or under 12 boy or girl or 15 or 20 or senior player, this is how you grow, right? So as I mentioned, like we need to see how we define winning, at grassroots and youth level. And winning definitely matters, but what really matters, even if you are defeated, we need to remain stronger. It's not that we lost today's game and then we just lose our faith. So how we build that, because that's going to happen more at grassroots and youth level, and we need to build that mentality. And how that happens with mastering every single action. And it's same in our life also. Like
Yes.
every single day whatever you do in life, I consider as winning and losing action. See, if you do good, if you get appreciation, if you're happy about yourself, it's a winning moment for you. Yes or no?
It's an achievement. Yes, perfect.
And you do something and you are not happy, obviously you feel like, oh, why, like why this happened and that, this, you feel sad, and maybe we keep creeping, and all such things happen. So it's all about winning and losing moments in life, but we need to master that. We need to learn how to adapt a winning situation, and we need to also learn how to adapt when we lose, when you are not happy. So I think this is most important aspect in youth and grassroots football, and this is how they are going to carry their behavior when they become professional player. And if we don't master that, there is a huge problem. Even though technically that player is really good, and we have not really worked on this angle.
The mindset of his
player. Yeah, there will be suffering. So, even like I'll tell you, at our club, we also discuss sometime, in terms of winning and losing, and coaches also questions me sometimes. Like people say there is no winning in youth development, and they literally say, how? Why are we doing all these things? Why are we having residential academy, and why are we training them like entire season, entire year to do what? What do you mean by development? So we should be able to define what is development, and we should be able to educate each and every staff of the club what is development for us. What is the Dempo way? This is the Dempo way, and this is how I take it, winning and losing. But as I mentioned, I want to win. I think that's the most important.
Winning comes first, and then the development of the mindset and everything comes first.
Yeah, meaning now just we need to understand here. I'm not saying winning at any cost or winning comes first. Development comes, but winning small actions. So yeah.
Winning wins by a tiny margin.
Yes.
In 2017, you were also the technical expert of the Mission 11 Million, which was the India's legacy project of FIFA Under 17 World Cup at the time of FIFA Under 17 World Cup. So, can you tell our viewers what was Mission 11 Million project, and what was your experience working in such a massive project for the Indian national football?
Yeah. So the project was under AIFF and Sports Authority of India, and government was involved in it. So the project was about just creating awareness in terms of football, like why we need to play football, what happens by playing football, and then obviously we wanted to talk more about Under 17 World Cup. I was part of grassroots development already, and it really helped me to drive this program on technical front. Most important part of that project was to pick up right people, because it was pan India project. We wanted to reach out to each and every state, and we wanted to have people, those who really want to work. Because me sitting in Delhi, working with everyone, and traveling whenever there is requirement was definitely toughest job. But we wanted to have people, those will do work, you know those who will put in their passion. And because it was just 1 year project, and we wanted to get out maximum from that project, right? So, like everyone is aware, India was always a cricket nation. First sport we used to talk was cricket,
It's
and
cricket.
obviously, yeah, there were more games, but then obviously we know the fact, right? But now I think, and definitely I would say, Mission 11 Million project played a huge role in it. See, we could not really work on technical front with each and every boy involved in that project, but what we tried is to um, you know inform people about the World Cup. At the same time, just get that awareness that football is a beautiful game, it's a team game, and everyone can play. Doesn't matter what age you're in, like, if 8 year old, or maybe you're 50-year-old. So that awareness was there, and it really helped country to uh, talk about football. And like, I'm a huge fan of rural India. I like to visit such places where still development is happening, and still people struggle. I'll tell you, like, all these years during my AIFF journey, I have traveled so much. And even, like, if it is my hometown or wherever I go, I see almost football happening in every village. Maybe education is not there yet. I mean, the
But
proper
football is
education,
there.
the coaches, and the vision is not there, but people know football. I'll tell you, um, see, cities में तो football है ही है, but especially if you have to talk about such places जहाँ पे awareness is not there, and people are not able to really get regular information about sporting field. People know football. So I think that's an achievement for us, because India is such a huge country. And somewhere people talk about sport, and obviously we never want that football should come first and cricket should come second, or we never want that. We want to see all the sports are growing. But as I said, football is a beautiful game, and obviously it's my game. So yeah,
It's
people
called
should
the
get
beautiful. It's called actually the beautiful game. So it's
yeah.
definitely a beautiful one. And you're also the first Indian woman to be a member of the AFC panel. But interestingly, no Ivy club has ever qualified even for the AFC Champions League group stages. So,
Mhm.
what do you think is the reason the I League clubs are lacking, the points where they're lacking, and what can they do to improve?
That's the biggest question. And I think everyone part of Indian football must think, like, why we are still struggling. I think first of all, we need to ask ourselves. We need to check all those countries, those who are doing well at the Asian level, what they have done, what they are doing, and we just need to check what we have not done and what we are doing now. So we need to see that comparison, why they are there, why they are on that level, and they are doing well. Because because as I mentioned, development is not today you put in efforts and we get the results tomorrow. It's all
It's a long
about
process.
putting years and years to reach on that level, to achieve those dreams. So as I said, we need to check what we have done and what we have not done, and accordingly we need to put our plans in. So why we are not able to do well at Asian level. Forget about international. Let's just look at Asia level, because our performance is not better as compared to other top Asian countries. And why is that? Maybe we suffer as a team in terms of the performance. We suffer as a unit, or maybe we suffer as an individual. Like, so all this together, the way we are putting our efforts on the field, it's not enough. Now, somewhere we need to do the root cause analysis. I think we just simply need to ask why. If we are not enough on the field to win those games, to rub our shoulders at that level, then why? So, are we not good at our basic? Are we not good at our foundation? Do we have enough competition? Are they, like, all the players getting enough chances to explore, to learn? And there are so many causes. It is causing us, and we are not performing better. And again, I would say, like, if, as I mentioned about foundation and basic, like all those Asian countries, we need to see from where they have started. And our team right now, like, all the players, मतलब उन्होंने ग्रासरूट्स प्रोग्राम का जो पूरा प्रोसेस होता है, क्या उन्होंने वो गो थ्रू करा है? यूथ लेवल पे क्या उनको इनफ गेम्स और इनफ एजुकेशन मिला है? All those questions are there. Okay, now let's not really question ki, like, kya mila hai and kya nahi mila hai. But now what we have to do? What is next? Because obviously it's a dream for us, like, to become the top in Asia, and then
Asia.
let's go ahead. So see, unless and until to become better at top level, unless and until you master your actions at early age, you're not going to do well. As I was mentioning about, mastering your actions in grassroots and youth football. So to become better player technically, and to have that mentality, to have that character, we need to put in right education in grassroots and then youth football. And then you can have better players playing in, senior level, playing at senior level. So all such fundamental gaps, we still need to really check in. We need to check it. And then we need to put in our plans. Like, see, I'm talking very detailed. And maybe it's not nice to, hear that, what we are not doing. Because normally we want to hear what we are doing better.
What we are doing, the
but
positives.
Actually, as a country, we really need to ask ourselves, like, our current national team. And it's really good that all such coaches are coming on board, and they're getting more youngsters in the team, having seniors, so that they can have good balance. But we need to ask, like, are we really going to win the World Cup in next 5 years or next 10 years or whatever years? If not, I'm being very, very direct. If not, then what's the plan? What we really need to do? Are we really need to just look at grassroots and youth football where we nurture players in such a manner, and we prepare them to just become better, to compete at that level? Are we really need to do that? I think all such things we need to assess. As I mentioned, we need to do root cause analysis, and as I mentioned, it's not only federation's responsibility, it's everybody's responsibility, from all the NTPs to government, federation, people like you and me. It's everybody's responsibility. So yeah, I think those fundamental gaps, the blueprint, your roadmap of the federation, entities, everyone need to really just look back, look front, and look at today what we need to do.
It's kind of like football. And when you're in midfield, you just look around you, the players are in which position, and you go on with the pass or the through ball that you want to get.
Yeah.
Same way like that. I actually dream, I actually really want one day I can hear the national anthem of India playing it. Maybe men's World Cup, maybe women's World Cup. I don't care, but I want to hear that Indian national anthem going on. The
One
football
day.
team one day. I really hope so. Really, really hope so.
Yeah. We have done a lot, and especially as you asked about women football, like whenever I think about women football, I keep comparing, my days with current days. I think that's the simple thing, and then I get the answer. Like, so when I used to play, the exposure I see for women's football today in the country, the talent I see, the participation I see, the awareness, you know, um, people talk about it, and I see so much of passion to get on the field from young girls, or all our national players and coaches on everyone. But again, I will say it's not enough. I keep reading, and I keep seeing people keep putting statement that women's team will have opportunity to qualify before men's teams. People keep saying that, and I think we can definitely look into this idea,
The
and it
rating
is
of women's
possible.
team is actually higher than men's team, so it's possible. It's, I think, definitely possible.
Yeah. So again, as I said, it's not enough, and we just need to see. We need to have that roadmap from federation, to the local club. We need to have that blueprint, like what next, what we need to do to develop every single phase of women football, from grassroots, youth football, national team, everything. And I think more importantly, we really need to professionalize women football from top to bottom. And when I'm saying professionalize, in terms of everything, in terms of administration, technical front, the competitiveness, the competitions we have available in the country for women's football. So somewhere we need to really professionalize that, and we need to have more stakeholders contributing for women football, so that obviously we have more and more participation, so that the competitiveness can grow, and we have better players playing in the national team. And obviously it starts from grassroots football.
Right, right. I remember last year when it was FIFA Women's World Cup 2019, I was watching almost every game. When I was watching teams like USA, France, and England, the
Mm-hmm.
level of football that they were playing, even the women's team, it was, I would think, I wouldn't say up to the level. It was from some men's team, it was better, the women's
Mm-hmm.
football team quality. So I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking myself, why are we not taking this seriously in India women's football? Because women, right now, this in front of my screen is a proof that women can
Yeah.
play really good football. And when I watch even the Indian women's game, they're also playing brilliant. But for some reason, not some, but many reasons, they don't get that spotlight, don't get that support, and they're still lacking, they're still not going up in the national level.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
let's hope in the coming time things change. The coming generation of mine, yours, will change things.
Yeah, definitely. As I said, I keep comparing, and I see huge difference. Like, we just used to play like, when I started playing for only senior team, just one senior championship throughout the year. And then maybe you'll play just simply local tournaments and, the local league. So that's it. Otherwise, there is no exposure. But if you see, um, the senior team, the kind of exposure they get, the camp's duration, the number of days they spend together as a team. So it's brilliant. The exposure visits they had, like, last few seasons, it's really great. And like, everyone is doing great job, from government, AIFF, and the clubs, those who are taking part in IWL, and even those associations, those who are organizing like state leagues, or local leagues. I think all such efforts will definitely contribute more towards the development, and we simply need to just keep doing it.
So, do you have any plans of introducing a women's team for Dempo in the future?
That's interesting, and a lot of people keep asking us. So right now we are just focusing, on our existing teams, like how we can do more and just better the ecosystem and just see what needs to be done. And like I remember once our president promised that once everything is settled down and we are in a better position to just look back and front what we have done and what we need to do further. Once that is done, we will be definitely looking at women's side as well, and I think we have all the potential to do that. So yeah, we'll be more than happy to
Who knows, your
look.
men's team and women's team both will be winning the championships simultaneously.
Let's see, let's see.
The last question I would ask you for this live session would be, what message would you like to give to the young boys and girls like me, like millions of others in this country and even all over the world who aspire to be athletes in future? And what message would you like to give to the parents of these young children?
Mm-hmm. So for parents, I think it's very important to know what your child really wants, what's their expectations, what they feel, what they go through every single day. That's really important to know as a parent. And also, I think as a parent, you need to know that every child is unique, every child is unique, and you need to help them to explore their uniqueness and celebrate, you know so that's the most important part. I think if parents will understand, they will understand how they have to support their child. So I think one should not really force their decision or their expectations or their dreams on kids, because they want to see them doing that. Basically, someone wants to see that my child should become teacher, and this is how you keep forcing your expectations, your decisions on them. And maybe your child wants to become dancer, you know um, so it's so important for everyone to understand, as I mentioned, because they're unique. It can't be same. Um, so just understand that. Make sure that you support their dream. Make sure that you spend every single day with your child to understand what they feel about everything in their life, about their study, about their teachers, about their friends, about seeing something good or seeing something bad. So we need to have that environment where child can actually sit and talk, where child can feel like I can share with my father or mother or brother, sister, whoever they have at their home. And creating that environment is the key, I think. So that I would like to just encourage parents that be there for your kid, because your kid is your future. Your kid is nation's future. Your kid is gonna make better society tomorrow. So just be there for them. For youths, I think there's only one you. If I have to talk about you as a person, or Anju as a person, there's only one you. And I think that's the power. That's the power of your existence, because there is no one like you. And you can create so much for yourself. You can do so much for yourself. You can dream, you can be passionate about things, whatever you want to achieve, whatever you want to do. But to all those things, to do all those things, you need to be passionate. If you want to achieve something, if you want something in life, you want to be passionate, you want to actually dream about it, what really want, and what really you want, and where you want to actually reach. And to do that, I think having a disciplined life, is the key. It's the core of everything. So if you know how to put discipline in every small detail of your life, if it is about just spending your day at home, or if it is about going to college or going to school or going to work, or just having conversation with your family member. So you just need to understand that discipline. You need to understand the values you're going to use in your daily life, and that will make you bigger, that will make you better. you know um, So, and nothing comes in easy in life. You know, everything you have to earn, everything you have to be. Yeah, you have to work hard for it, and then you're going to achieve. Nothing you're going to get sitting at home. So just go for it. Most importantly, you need to develop that confidence and courage in life. I think there are two things will help you to go for anything: confidence and courage. And it's not that, you know, it will be given like, oh, let's take this confidence and courage. You have to develop that habit. You know, you have to take those hits in life. You have to you know, take those losses in life. You have to face those scary days with a lot of courage, you know. And then what happens, you become bigger, better and stronger, and this is how you can take on life. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. And on that note, we would be ending this live session. It was a really good time and a pleasure for me to be hosting you and to have a conversation with you. I hope our viewers enjoyed as well. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I would be wishing my viewers and you and everyone be safe and good health, especially in this time of pandemic.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
thanks a lot, ma'am.
Thank you so much, and thank you for listening to us, those who are there on this session. And I really hope you are doing well, you are safe, and you are motivated, and you are able to adapt to the situation. It's very hard situation, but if you are a sport person, this is what sport teaches us, to adapt to the situation. So yeah, be good, stay safe, make sure you help people around you, and you be kind towards yourself, and also, you know, your family, friends and everyone you meet in life. um, most importantly most importantly, you need to do in life is just be happy. Just be happy, and just, you know, try to see people happy around you. So thank you so much everyone for listening to us, and thank you so much, Rishabh. It was lovely talking to you. I did not really understand how we have spent more than 1 hour, and it was
one
really
and a half hour, I think.
Yeah.
It's 1.5 hours just talking about football. It's actually less. Like I said, football is something which you can talk anytime, any given point of day.
Yeah. And it was really nice. And just to let you know, I really loved your questions, from, you know, my journey to Dempo Sports Clubs and what do we want in future about Indian football.
Once I got to know the confirmation that I'm taking this, I just spent all my evening preparing and doing things like.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot, man.